Mikel, at 1-0 for so long in that match, was it uncomfortable for you at times?
It is always, and against Brentford, because they just need a throw in, and it's a chaos and an adventure, and 1-0 is never enough against them. It's true that way. I think we dominated the game, created the biggest chances. We only conceded one chance on the save of David from the corner, I think. Overall, very happy. It was the week that we had 3 days later without any kind of recovery to do what we've done again. I'm very pleased. I'm proud of the place.
You just mentioned that save, and I have to ask you about it, because David Raya, you've spoken about the difference that he's made for you in goal. That was one of the best saves of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the back, but it looked like a great reaction and a really important one. I think their keeper made some very good saves as well, because we had some big open chances. But that's what you need in key moments, our players individually, to do what they have to do. And we certainly done it. Another clean sheet. That we had 4 games without a clean sheet and a good victory.
Clean sheet, 18 unbeaten, 4 wins in a row at home. You tick all of those things off, and you also add into the fact you've had so much football to play. You spoke about rotation before the game. Right now, are you getting maximum out of this team, do you think? Yeah,
especially because the amount of injuries that we still have, and we lost Saliba, we lost Big Gabi, today we lost Mosquera. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but yeah, Jurgen had to play as a centre, but whoever comes in, Ben White, I think he was excellent today. So everybody that giving the opportunity is performing.
Yeah, and given the players that aren't available and the way he's rotated and the week they've had, some run of results for them.
Yeah, 3 points were very important today. That was not the best game so far from Arsenal, but they created the best chances, and I think they deserve to win. I'm worried about Mosquera and as well Rice.
Some run of results for them.
Yeah, 3 points were very important today. That was not the best game so far from Arsenal, but they created the best chances, and I think they deserve to win. I'm worried about Mosquera and as well Rice. I don't know if Rice is injured, but it's good to make a turnover today. And after the week they had, 3 very important heavy games. So, I don't want to get more injured players,
He's talked about players continually stepping up. Mikel Moreno's right at the top of that queue.
Amazing.
With another goal, another headed goal in that first 10 minutes tonight.
It's amazing how he's very impressive, in this position. Michael, I think you can give him more advice, but he's filled up, the gap, in this position. And as I said before, he scored a great goal again, His movement is kind of typical of a striker, in a penalty area between defenders. He cut, the cross, great cross, from White. Great movement as well on the right flank. And his finishing is great because he's typical of a striker, He's cutting the edge on the first post, and he anticipates, the movement of this defender, and the finishing is great. So Jokeres must ask himself what I'm doing on the bench.
That's 11 he's got for club and country this season, Mikel Moreno.
Exactly, and we never really had him down as a regular guy. It's so difficult. I mean, it takes years and years and years of practice to understand, right, what's the defender going to do? What's the wide man going to do? When he crosses it, because if you get there a split second too far, the defender sees it and wrestles you out the way or heads out of the way. You've got to almost catch him bang in the last split second, just nip in front of him and score. And it's a very difficult skill. People look at that and think it was a reasonably easy header. Well, the header's the easy bit. The timing of the run is, and he's got that. He's a very, very good timer of his runs.
Yeah.
When he crosses it, because if you get there a split second too far, the defender sees it and wrestles you out the way. Last split second, just nip in front of him and score. And it's a very difficult skill. People look at that and think it was a reasonably easy header. Well, the header's the easy bit. The timing of the run is, and he's got that. He's a very, very good timer of his runs.
Yeah, and it stayed that way for a long time. You're a little bit anxious in that
split second, just nip in front of him and score. And it's a very difficult skill. People look at that and think it was a reasonably easy header. Well, the header's the easy bit. The timing of the run is, and he's got that. He's a very, very good timer of his runs.
Yeah, and it stayed that way for a long time. You're a little bit anxious in that second half at 1-0, but eventually Saka off the bench.
It was kind of lucky because, yeah, I think Herrera did everything, to save that goal. But it came at the end of the game, and he secured 3 points. But before that, I didn't like really the first 15 minutes in the second half. I think Brentford was the best team on the pitch, and then they put a lot of pressure, on Arsenal defense. Raya didn't have a lot of things to do except the great save he did in the first half. But I was kind of worried because I thought...
I can't really see anyone taking points off Arsenal. Certainly not Wolves, the way they're going. 2 points so far in the league so far. Crystal Palace are a good team, but that's in the League Cup, so it won't concern Mikel Arteta so much. And then, of course, Brighton at home. Brighton concede a lot of goals, but they can beat anybody, Brighton, on the day. But it's not the worst run in the world, that. I think this next game away at Aston Villa is a big challenge. If they win that, then, wow, they're serious.
Yeah, the early kick-off on Saturday. Now, you asked about Declan Rice. Mikel Arteta has said he will be assessed tomorrow. He could walk, but he couldn't play when he had to come off.
Is it a muscle? It's
well, he's going to be assessed tomorrow. Might be a calf issue.
It's not what you want, is it?
No, not really, because it's such important for the team, and that's why I said, I'm worried. Mosquera left the game with injury. I hope it's not that bad, for him, because this guy is so important.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And I mean, that was a hard-fought win in the end, but I'm sure from your point of view, it was about getting the 3 points, was it?
Yeah, that's all it was about, to be fair. Last week was a really intense week, 3 massive games. It was on such a high, and today, we just needed to get the job done, and we did that, so we're happy.
You got to watch that for a lot of the match. What was it like from the bench, watching that first half in particular?
Yeah, I felt we controlled the game really well. We started really well. This man got the assist. I'm happy for him, but yeah, we're just looking for the second goal, which we got in the end, and that secured us the victory.
Yeah, Ben back in the side, another start for you this season, a second, and you had some marauding runs. You pulled the ball back for the opening goal as well. What was it like out there today?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously not played too many games this season. The boys have been unbelievable, so yeah, I think it's just about supporting everyone, whoever's playing, whoever's not, sticking together, and when you do get a chance to perform as high as you can.
It has been mentioned as well that the depth in squad at Arsenal this season, when it comes to the title race, could be one of the differences. Do you think you've got the best squad depth in the league?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, training every day with all these players is unbelievable, and there's players that don't get any minutes that would probably start in any other team. So yeah, it's a pleasure every day to work with these boys.
What do you think?
Same as Ben.
Yeah. And just talk me through the goal for a second. Did you think it was going to cross that line? Were you wondering, because you'd had a near miss as well just before that?
Yeah, I just had a near miss just before that, and I was just hoping I'd get another chance, I'll score it, and obviously at first it looked like it wasn't going in, but then the bounce was nice for me, so yeah, I was happy to see it go in.
A lot of football lately. Just finally, just sum up how you're feeling as a squad about this season. It's all going well, 18 unbeaten.
Yeah, you just got to take game by the game. I think such a long season, don't want to get carried away with anything, and just keep doing what we're doing.
Fantastic. Bakaya, would you do the honours? Because Ben White, you are player of the match. Congratulations.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
You deserve it, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
On a good night's work, and this is why, because Arsenal, well, they knew they were going to stay top whatever happens tonight, but that gap at the top has gone from 2 back to 5 ahead of Manchester City. Aston Villa 4-3 winners at Brighton.
In terms of Arsenal, we'll talk more about that game to come at the weekend in a short while. It's a terrific night for Arsenal in terms of getting the win, beating Brentford by 2-0. So they've re-established that 5-point lead at the top. But an injury to Mosquera, Declan Rice coming off. So there's sort of pluses and minuses to that night for Arsenal.
It all depends how them injuries are. But first of all, we've got to win the game. Got to win the game. They've done that. There's been a bit of pressure on them tonight. Only 2 points clear. Everybody waxing lyric, and now they've gone 5 clear again. They've got to hope. I sat on here a couple of weeks ago, Bayern Munich game. I said the one player they cannot miss is Declan Rice. Cannot miss him. He's gone off injured. Hope the caution, just his calf at the back. But for me, he's the one they cannot miss, and it's a massive 48, 72 hours to make sure he's fit for that game on Saturday, where Villa could blow the title race wide open.
Yeah, and who'd have thought we'd have been saying that a few weeks ago? When you look at Aston Villa's start, they were down in 18th a few weeks ago, and now they're 5 points behind the Gunners.
Yeah, good manager, real good manager. Improves players, makes players better. But it'd be a big test on Saturday for Arsenal. I think if they get through that, I just don't see anybody being able to touch them if they get through that game.
Mikel Merino, quick word on him. He scores the opening goal of the night, his 5th of the season. 21 goals in the calendar year for club and country. He's not too bad a makeshift striker, is he?
No, he's clever. He's clever. If you see his goal's an amazing header. Any centre forward would be proud of it. The way he gets in front of Pinnock and heads it down, it's a proper goal. You know, Eucharist would have been well pleased with that. Yeah, he does a good job. He's a great player to come in and play. He joins in the play. He drops off more. He's not like Eucharist, but he drops off. You know, he won't play on the shoulder, but he's a clever player, hard to pick up, and he scores vital goals. He comes across as a big game player for me.
The game on Saturday, the lunchtime kick-off, Aston Villa facing Arsenal at home, 12:30 on Saturday. But in terms of Aston Villa now heading into that game, they're up into third, 27 points, 5 points behind Arsenal. I know Emery and Villa fans will say, well, the Villa fans might say something very different, but he'll no doubt say we're not part of the title race. Well, right now they absolutely are. Can they maintain this? I mean, that's 8 wins in 9.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? And I think because of the poor start that they had, we were all saying, what's happened to Aston Villa? You know, they can't pick up a point, they can't score a goal. But then they've got a manager, and a manager in Unai Emery that is just a class act. You know, he's so meticulous. You knew that he would find the solutions at some point, and that's exactly what he's done. He gets the best out of the players that he's got on there. He clearly wanted more players in the summer, didn't get those players, but he's working with what he's got, and he's certainly got a team that we know very well organised. We know that they've got quality, and they're certainly in form and have got that momentum. So because of the position that they're in, of course, you've got to say that they are in there.
Yeah, rest, that's quite a positive word to use. We had to make some changes. We had a very, very demanding week at every level, emotionally, physically, what the game demanded. In the tactical and technical aspect of it, we were asked to play 3 days later, one less recovery than them, and still performing the way that we've done it against a team that is super well coached, very well organised, that they are very clear how they want to generate big chances, and they are really good at doing that. So 1-0, we knew it wasn't enough. I don't think we conceded anything apart from the save that they had to make on the corner. But the game was always open, you know, and we needed that extra energy to close it. And maybe when we didn't have it, we had the courage to take the ball under pressure and to start to break their press to very good movement and purpose with the ball to go and score a second goal and win the game.
Anything worrying about the players who came off?
Yes, obviously it's never good news. Declan had to come off. We don't know. We have to see tomorrow what he's got. And Mosque is the other one that is out. Obviously we have big Gavi and Willie out as well. So we have to adapt. It's been a theme this season, but when I look at the players that they haven't been playing much, for example, Ben White, the performance that he had, or Martin that has been out, and he puts 96 minutes under his belt straight away. Noni the same, Victor is coming and now he's getting some minutes as well. So very pleased to see that.
Just a word on Mikel Marino, who keeps showing that he can be one hell of a striker as well.
He was immense again, I think, today. The way he scored the goal, super smart, his timing, the way he wins the position and the execution. But after his overall performance, with the ball, without the ball, I think, remember an action that he passed the ball to Martin in behind. Martin doesn't chase it. He makes 40 meters to chase it to a corner flag, goes back, wins the ball back. I mean, he is everywhere, and he's go with that really good momentum at the moment, and he makes the team much better.
Gary, Sky Sports. Mikel, obviously, the big intake of breath from Arsenal fans when Declan went down and came off. He seemed to be moving all right at the end when he went back onto the pitch with a little bit of strapping maybe on his calf, his left calf. Can you give us any more insight?
Well, talking about fans and support, I asked them to be here at 7:30. I think they were earlier. So thank you so much to all of them for being with us, because we needed that energy today. And he could not carry on playing, so we have to wait and see tomorrow what happens.
But he's moving all right. Seems to be moving all right.
Yeah, he can walk. He could not play.
He's played a lot of minutes, hasn't he, for Arsenal and for England, so would it almost be a precaution anyway if he went down?
The thing is playing a lot of minutes, but as well when, you know, now we play Wednesday night and we have to play Saturday morning as well. We can play minutes, but if they can please give us just a little bit more time to recover and to make the welfare of these players a little bit easier, that would be great.
Tom for Brandon.
Hi Mikel. There was a clean sheet for the first time since November 4th, the Slavia Prague game, and 5 goals conceded in those games since then. It was a big moment when you broke that record for clean sheets back in November. I guess now you want to start that record again, and it was important to keep a clean sheet for the first
Yeah, we talked about that. I think it was 4 games that we didn't manage to do that for different reasons. We conceded from a set piece against Chelsea and against Sunderland as well. The other ones are a little bit different. Today, we probably should have conceded a goal if it's not for David as well, and the save that he's made. But I think apart from that, we didn't really concede much.
What was the specifics of Mosquera's injury, by the way? We weren't exactly sure. Was it knee or ankle?
Yeah, we have to wait and see. It's part probably of the knee or ankle. We don't know. He could not really tell us exactly how it was, but he wasn't able to continue.
James, CBS. Hi, Mikel. I'd just like to ask you again on the other Mikel. One of the things that's sort of really been apparent in the last few games is how he's able to now drop into midfield and kind of create that box. Could you reflect on how he's grown into this role and made playing as a centre forward like Marino?
I said it earlier, I think, in the press conference. It's the beginning of the season when we lost Victor, Kai was out, and Gabi Jesus was out. So we needed a solution, and he did it last year really, really well. I think this season probably is taking it to another step because he's able to do even more things. So, yeah, I think the team is really grateful, and he's enjoying it.
Art, Athletic. Mikel,
Hi.
When you spoke about Ben White a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned he had to kind of prove himself when the opportunity came to him. I'm guessing you feel he did tonight, but just how much have you missed him in this kind of spell that he hasn't been playing?
Personally, I think I'm very, very happy for him as a human being. I think the rest of the team is the same because he's a player that played always for us. And suddenly, because of the right reason, he wasn't playing that much because Juren was excellent and he was out for a while and then he needed to earn his place. But his attitude has been so positive, so good. And then when you are ready and you're given the opportunity, you take it like he did today. So I'm very happy that we have him back in the best version of himself as well. And we're going to need him because he's a tremendous player.
In terms of the 90 minutes today, how...
No, that was the plan, clearly. Plans always don't work out. Conceded an early-ish goal. Thought we could have done a little bit better on that. Defended 2v2 on the sides a little bit better, but equally they're top players. They'll cause you problems with their movements. A little bit of a breakdown in communication maybe on our part, and after that I felt they didn't have too many clear-cut opportunities, restricted them to very little. I thought we grew into the game. Confidence grew, second half in particular. How much more we dominated the ball and caused them problems with the ball, not so much from our defensive structure. And we made it very, very difficult and uncomfortable for them right up until they got the second goal, I think.
Out of the game, Mikel Arteta gave a really loud and obvious rallying call about a 7:30 kickoff. Be here. Is that a tribute to you guys in a way?
I'm not sure. I preferred the 7:30 kickoff because I'll get to bed a bit earlier. But yeah, you'll have to ask him. I think he would have known we weren't going to give an easy game. We would have to earn it. You know, they're a top team. I said in the press conference before the game, I've got the utmost respect for this football club and the way he sets the team up. He respects all phases of the game, and he's a top coach, obviously. So I think he would have known it was a difficult game.
And you made 5 changes from the team that beat Burnley. Obviously there was an injury and a slight injury in there as well. But was it more than that? Was it tactical, or was it just thinking you've got another big game in North London coming up where potentially, given their home record, there's more of a chance of securing 3 points?
Bit of everything really. A couple of knocks, a couple of bits of players maybe needed a little bit of a rest and not to start, more so to come on. Utilising the squad, which I have so much confidence in. Picking the team on a weekly basis is difficult at times because the players do push each other. I felt a lot of the players that came in tonight absolutely deserved to start the game.
Ya saltan, uno cae el barrio. Es determinante cuánto daño puede hacer el conjunto de 1K, sobre todo con Granero en esas primeras de cambio en la salida de escalera. Así que esa parte del partido va a ser absolutamente clave para el equipo de Iker Casillas. Por cierto, felicitar porque ha venido una buena afición de 1K.
Tiene la pelota Gerard Noya, encara, sigue Noya, dispara, Arnalot.
80 paradas
ya para Arnalot. Gil Vidal ataca desde la derecha el número 9. Gil Vidal con el centro. Buena pelota. Arché. Con la rodilla le pegó. Pues es el que desatasca un poco el partido, ¿no? Con centros. Ojo ahí ese golpeo. El remate. ¡Gol! Marc Valiente. ¡Gol! Del Barrio. Marca Marc Valiente. Esa banda izquierda que es terreno de los cañonazos de Granero, a la que tengo un mínimo de espacio, le pega Granero. Bueno, pues es decirlo, y ahí lo tenemos. El tema es que el remate le ha salido centrado. Abraham, buena pelota, banda derecha. Vamos a ver qué hace ahí Fran Rodríguez. Se mete en el área, sigue Fran. ¡Qué bien, Fran! Se va de dos, el remate fuera.
¡Chicos!
A ver si acierta. ¡Claro que
Mira
sí!
que...
Busca el Barrio el segundo gol. Arché. Arché para Gil. Gil que le puede pegar a este Gil. Buen recorte. Gil al palo. ¡Le manda Arché!
¡Dios! ¡No, no, 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 no! Madre mía, qué parada. Y a centímetros del remate, ¿eh?
No, la reacción ha sido impresionante. ¡El disparo! ¡Madre de Dios! ¡Otro que vuela! ¡Otro más! Que está la pelota para John de la Cruz, la quiere levantar, vuelve a pegar la pelota en el cuerpo de un jugador del Barrio, el remate con la puntera y acaba deteniendo a Gerard Vacas. Será córner, favorable a 1K. Bueno, a ver.
Gol doble.
Gol doble. A ver, saque de banda. Balón puesto en movimiento, intentaba rematar Marc Valiente, el remate, ¡gol! ¡Bauer! ¡Gol!
Y es
penalti
normal. Mía, lo de los penaltis.
Penalti normal. Y el que quiere hacer el 0-3 es el número 4, pega Valiente. ¡Vaya cañón! ¡Gol! Ahí están Arnalot y Vacas como candidatos, como guardametas, y también Marc Valiente y Pau Ferojo la recuperación. Tiene la pelota al Barrio que puede sentenciar el remate. ¡Gol!
Knockout.
¡Gol!
Ponme el 5.
El cambio del partido ha sido radical en los últimos 10 minutos. El balón que lo tiene. ¡Ojo!
¡Ay! Jaimitada.
Marca de nuevo el Barrio, gol de Fran Fuentes. El equipo de Juan Arroita, que no ganaba un encuentro con esta tranquilidad, entre comillas, al final, con un margen tan amplio, con 2 goles dobles que han hecho pasar el partido del 0-3 al 0-7.
Paufer, ha costado, pero por fin ha llegado esa victoria tan deseada con goleada.
Ha costado mucho, pero bueno, le damos emoción hasta el momento final, recta final, y ahora, pase lo que pase con Pío, nos lo jugaremos contra ellos.
Eso te iba a decir, pase lo que pase con Pío, la semana que viene, o ellos o tú, o tu ex equipo o tú.
Bueno, o el Barrio o ellos, pero sí. La vida, yo qué sé, no sé, son cosas muy raras que suceden, pero ahí estaremos. Ahora estoy en el Barrio, así que espero que gane el Barrio.
Enhorabuena y a disfrutarlo.
Gracias.